This is a fun competition between Canadian mayors from a handful of awesome communities across the country. It's the Bring Your A-Game quiz show presented by Canada's Top Mayor Award. I'm Adam Growe, the Cash Cab guy. You play along as I test their smarts on general knowledge and pop culture trivia questions inspired by their cities, townships, and their personal stories. We're putting the spotlight on people and places that are enriching the lives of Canadians. That is not the municipal spirit of things. This episode of the Bring Your A-Game quiz show is sponsored by Civa Communications. It's their business to get your business more business. And True Shield Insurance, small business insurance options for Canadian entrepreneurs. Together, we're raising money for Food Banks Canada, a national charitable organization dedicated to helping Canadians living with food insecurity. All of the communities that are featured on this show are on the lands of the original peoples, the Ungwe-Honwe of Turtle Island. And much like the First Nation, Inuit, and Métis people long before us, who came together with community leaders to learn from them and inspire others, I acknowledge and I'm grateful for the opportunity to do the very same thing on these very same lands. It's time to meet this episode's awesome mayors. Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, is a vibrant and diverse community in Canada's north, with origins in gold mining and known as a tourist destination for things like the Northern Lights. An active volunteer in sports, arts, and culture, she has extensive background in government and community communications. Please welcome Her Worship Mayor Rebecca Alty.
Yay! Thanks for having me.
Innisfil, Ontario is located along the shores of Lake Simcoe, spans into the picturesque agricultural areas to the west, mixing urban, rural, retirement, and summer residence with historic buildings, parks, and wildlife areas. With a background in community associations and committees, she's been involved in municipal politics since 1994. Here's Her Worship Mayor Lynn Dollin.
Woo woo! I'm bringing my A game.
Oh, I love it. North Frontenac, Ontario offers the natural beauty of 1,164.73 square kilometers. And I got that directly from the website. It was very specific. 1,164.73 square kilometers of unique landscape and lakes on the Canadian Shield in the heart of Ontario's Eastern Cottage Country. Running his own business management consulting firm, volunteering on various boards, and with a passion for strategic planning and economic development, welcome His Worship, Mayor Ron Higgins.
Hey, I'm here to bring my A game, the best A game from all the mayors in Canada.
Look at that. Oh, I love it. Woo! And finally, Halifax, Nova Scotia is the largest urban area in Atlantic Canada and an important seaport and popular location with nature lovers and maritime history buffs. In addition to initiatives such as co-chairing the Federation of Canadian Municipalities Syrian Refugee Response Task Force, he has been mayor of Halifax since 2012 and was recently re-elected. His Worship Mayor Mike Savage.
Bring the hammer, baby, bring the hammer. I don't know what that means.
To crack the lobsters. So there they all are, our mayors on this episode of the Bring Your A-Game quiz show. Welcome, everybody. Say hello to each other loud and clear and stumble all over each other if you can right now. Why not?
Hello, everybody.
Hello, my fellow mayors.
Hey, guys.
So we'll start with a question because you were the last introduced, Mayor Savage, taking us to the Halifax region. You shared a tidbit of information with me with regards to the NHL 2018-2019 season. Now, in that season, there were 5 Canadians in the top 10 scorers, but more specifically?
More specifically, 3 of them, top scorers, are from Halifax, from the Halifax Regional Municipality.
So that's pretty impressive stats. Nathan McKinnon was one of the 4 Canadians in the top 10 scorers in the recent shortened 2019-2020 NHL season. So this is what has inspired this question at this point in time. An NHL forward for the Colorado Avalanche, Halifax-born Nathan McKinnon once appeared on the TV show Mr. D, playing a character in Mr. D's class who was in detention for missing too much school. Doing what?
Anybody? I'm not the biggest hockey follower. I know Mr. D, though. He lives in Innisfil. So if he was around, I could ask him. Should we go with playing hockey? What do you think? Is that too obvious?
I don't know. It could be eating donaires. That's a Halifax thing.
Go with hockey.
I think we should
I
go
think
with our
hockey's-
first instinct. Yay!
Yeah. Hockey, of course, is one type of winter fun, and we're going to move to a different kind of winter fun as we move from Halifax to Yellowknife. And Mayor Alty, there's a month-long winter wonderland celebration in Yellowknife Bay. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have the snow castle. So it started with a resident who was building a snow fort for his kids, and now it's grown to a full month festival. And in the evenings, there's concerts, but during the day, you can come check it out and go down the snow playground. So yeah, there's that one's a shot of the cafe where you can get hot chocolate and an apple cider, and so it does stuff now like it's shown here is in the evenings having those concerts. And unfortunately last year it shut down pretty quick because of COVID, but it's always a great time.
In the 2002 James Bond movie, Die Another Day, the villain uses a satellite to melt his ice pellets in an effort to kill NSA operative Jinx, who is portrayed by which Oscar-winning actress?
I'm so bad at
Ooh.
pop culture.
I just wonder if it was Halle Berry.
That's whose face I saw in my mind, but I couldn't put a name to it, so I'm going to agree with Mayor Savage.
Am I perpetuating a stereotype that the male mayors know more about Bond girls than the female mayors?
I'm not very good at movies.
Shot in the dark.
Yes.
Yay!
2 for 2.
So can
Yeah,
we take up our option, the option that we have now to retire undefeated and just quit?
That is not the municipal spirit of things. You've only had 2 questions.
Spoken like a true mayor. Quit while you're ahead.
I'm going to say, let's just see if I can stump you at all. That will be the game within the game. How about that?
Glad
You're
we've
on.
got the team effort.
So the satellite is what the villain used in Die Another Day, and observing satellites, stars, and planets is something that I want to put the focus on in North Frontenac. And Mayor Higgins, you can speak a little bit about that in terms of what makes that region so special in the world.
Well, absolutely. Very proud to speak to this one. So we were accepted and we were designated a dark sky preserve. So I think we have the bragging rights to be the first and only municipality in the world that's a dark sky preserve.
In North Frontenac, I guess this is something similar to what you might see with the naked eye.
Absolutely. And even more than that, inside what you're showing there, you can actually see planets within the cluster that you're showing with the telescopes that our astronomers bring to the table.
Under the right conditions, the most distant object that you can see actually with your naked eyes is a galaxy that's 2 million light years away. It's the closest galaxy to ours. Ours is, of course, the Milky Way. So here's the question. Traveling towards us at a rate of approximately 110 kilometers per second in approximately 4.5 billion years, our galaxy is expected to collide with another galaxy named after what mythological Greek princess?
We're focused on our galaxies that we can see.
I guess.
Okay. Here's your multiple choice on this one, because, I don't know if you're going to say that Mayor Savage jinxed it on the jinx question, right? By saying we're so amazing, but here's the multiple choice to see if you can go undefeated. Is it the mythological Greek princess that the galaxy so far away is named after? Is it Aphrodite, Andromeda, Artemis, or Arya Stark?
Definitely not
I'm
Arya
going to go
Stark.
with B, Andromeda.
I think B too.
Mike, you on board?
Yeah, I just want to take credit for having said that we should quit. I kind of think there's an Andromeda stain to this question. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, nice.
Boom,
You're
boom.
still keeping the streak
Yeah.
alive. It's amazing. Now, here's another collision that is a little bit more realistic that you also might want to avoid as we head back to Innisfil, Mayor Dollin. You have the first rideshare municipal transportation system for real, like official.
Absolutely. We partnered with Uber for Innisfil Transit. So funny story, because this relates to Halifax. When I was there last summer, I was sitting in a little craft brewery down near the, what's the pier called where the museum is, Mayor Savage?
Pier 21? Pier 21?
Pier 21. Yeah. So I'm sitting there. It was a beautiful day in July. I'm outside. I'm having a craft beer, local beer. And next to me, I can hear this couple. They were from a place called Chester. And they were talking away about this town in Ontario that has this amazing on-demand transit system. And she was just randomly talking about this town in Ontario. And then mayor came over and tapped her on the shoulder in historic properties of Halifax. So it was kind of cool.
Uber One is a unique ride option that premiered in Madrid in 2016 and offers riders an exclusive opportunity to book what kind of premium vehicles?
Ooh, is Madrid into autonomous vehicles yet?
I like your thought there, Lynn.
I don't want to be responsible of having the Innisfil question being the one that we ruin our great record on, but
I say autonomous.
Should we go autonomous?
Yeah, let's go autonomous.
Yep.
Are you okay with that,
Yep.
Ron?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
autonomous.
Oh,
My bad.
electric?
It's electric powered vehicles for Uber One. Donate at BringYourEhGame.ca as we're raising money for Food Banks Canada, a national charitable organization dedicated to helping Canadians living with food insecurity. Donate right now to support that. Now, the mode of transportation that I'm talking about in this particular instance is kayaking. So we're going to head back to you, Mayor Alty, because of a trip you took recently in just such a mode of transportation.
Yeah, so I was up in Coorparoo, Nunavut, which is high up in the Arctic Ocean, and the hotel had kayaks. So my sister and I went out for the day, and we were kayaking along. It was absolutely peaceful. The water was great, and then this little seal popped up, and we're just kayaking along with the seal. We were hoping to see narwhals. That was why we were going up, the old unicorn of the sea. It was a beautiful day.
This is this you in this picture?
Yeah, that's me. My sister's taking the photo, and it was just absolutely peaceful out there. So it was perfect kayaking conditions, and it was a really nice trip. I recommend it to folks.
The stealth capabilities of kayaks, even to this day, are why they're used by the U.S. Marines, British Commando, and Canadian Special Operations Forces Command in military operations, especially the two-person type of kayak, which are called what?
I'm surprised they use it for military purposes.
Well, if you think about their hunter's boat, right? So they, the Inuit use them to sneak up on the seal and the narwhal and whatnot to hunt. So they still got that great stealth capability. I'll give you the multiple choice on this, Mayors.
What we call two people in a kayak is the K2, but that's for athletics. That's not for military. I would guess daggers.
Are they called daggers, kleppers, schleppers, or sneaky uppers?
I think we should go by process of elimination. I'm pretty sure they're not called sneaky uppers. So it's daggers or kleppers.
I'd say a klepper over a dagger because.
Okay, I thought it was daggers, but I'll come over to kleppers and so that we have an answer.
This is an inspirational democratic moment of municipal communities across the country who were in disagreement and relatively quickly established the correct answer on that.
If we're really talking about municipal cooperation, then we can have the same answer, but it probably should be cost shared with the federal government.
Oh my God. So as we move from something that you could portage potentially on a camping trip. Let's go back to North Frontenac to talk about one of the best kept secrets, because we're putting your lovely communities, either urban centers or townships, in the spotlight. And you talked about the backcountry in Eastern Canada, Mayor Higgins.
I like to call it my little Algonquin Park. It's very similar to Algonquin Park in many ways, but at much smaller scale.
Well, when I asked you to share some pictures, as I asked Mayor Alty about her kayak trip to Kugaruk and Nunavut, you sent some pictures of the backcountry to give us a little bit of an inspiration about what it's like. And this is what you sent me. No, to be fair, you did send another picture as well, and we'll put that up as well. I just the first one made me think of a Burt Reynolds movie, so I just didn't want to spend that too much time with that on the screen. But it is beautiful backcountry, of course. I'm just teasing.
Looks beautiful.
So the question that was inspired by that is that on the North Frontenac Parklands website, the backcountry etiquette page strongly recommends that in order to avoid attracting bears, you should never store or leave your food in your what?
Tent.
Yeah. An easy one there, of course.
So, Adam, it's not just food, by the way. It's anything that would attract a bear, even toothpaste.
All right, so we'll take it from hungry as a bear to the next question and go back to Halifax, Nova Scotia. You referred to this earlier, Mayor Savage, the official food of Halifax.
Donaires.
A couple of years ago, we had a councillor bring forward a motion to make the donaire the official food of Halifax, the Halifax donaire, which is great, except that we have an awful lot of people who sell lobster and seafood chowder and clams and chips and things like that. Came down to a vote in council. In our council, the councillors vote, then the mayor votes, and it was 8-8. And I was trying to hide under the table, but I voted for the. I actually wanted to amend the motion to make it the official food of Halifax after 2:00 in the morning, when most people eat them. But we're proud of our donaires. I ate them on the steps of our convention center with Mayor Nenshi and Iveson during FCM that Mayor Dollin remembers. The Halifax donaire. Try one.
So the English name for the donaire wrap is borrowed from a derivative of the Turkish word donek, which is defined as the action to do what? The action to devour? The action to drip sauce all over yourself, the action to roast beef, or the action to turn or rotate?
I think it's the last one.
Don't they carve them off that big thing?
But it turns and rotates, yeah.
But yes, and it rotates.
Yeah.
I'm with the last one.
Go. Yeah, nice job. Turn or rotate is indeed the case. Donaires are becoming more and more popular as you move west across the country. I know in Quebec they're very big, in Ontario. In Innisfil, are they a big thing out there, Mayor Dollin?
No, they're not, but I have family in Bedford, so I get my share of donaires.
So Innisfil, like Halifax, has many firsts. Halifax obviously has many more firsts when you think about its historical significance in this country. But Innisfil was the first municipality in Canada to accept what for property taxes? This is not a trivia question. This is just a nugget for you to share, Mayor Dollin.
Bitcoin. You can pay for your property taxes with Bitcoin here in Innisfil. We're trying to get ourselves on the map as a tech town, and we partnered with Ryerson DMZ in Toronto, and we've opened our own accelerator space, and we're looking to attract startups and mentor them and get them to succeed and to stay in Innisfil.
There's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin in total, with the last to be mined in 2140. On May 22nd, 2010, the first official documented purchase of goods using Bitcoins took place with an exchange of 10,000 BTC for two of what kind of item that were thought to have been invented in Naples originally?
Pizza?
How come the Innisfil questions are the hard questions?
Oh, that's not that hard. Come on.
What did you say, Rebecca? What was your first instinct?
Pizza. My first thing,
I'm gonna say
association with
shoes.
Naples.
Do we have another mayor conflict here? We've got one for.
Yeah, we do.
one
I'm
for
going to
Pete-
say shoes because just reading your question here, 10,000 BTCs for 2 of what kind of items? That would have to be shoes.
Is Mayor Savage trying to hide under the table on this one too? Is he a little worried about this vote?
No, I'm just a little bit stunned that in Innisfil, you can get on an Uber bus, pay your property tax in Bitcoin, but still need your donaires shipped in from Bedford.
Yeah.
Lynn, can I ask a question? You're a Bitcoin expert. How much dollars is 10,000 BTCs?
In 2010, I have no clue.
I can tell you. In 2010, 10,000 BTCs was worth US dollars, $41.
All in favor of pizza?
Innisfil, what do you say, Innisfil?
Pizza.
I'm saying pizza.
Majority rules.
Sorry, Ron.
Wow. Okay, so the game within the game is the last time there was a conflict, Mayor Higgins was on the wrong side of it as well, I believe, and the female mayor is overruled. And on this time, he is still on the wrong side of it because you are right, it is pizza.
Oh, there goes a lot of votes for top mayor.
It's been a while
Good
since
job,
I've been called a female mayor, but
What? No. Well, no, but hang on. I was just framing that in the context of earlier. I don't know. I won't be able to dig
I
myself
was
out of that
flattered.
one.
I was flattered, not insulted. I'm flattered. That's cool.
So we'll be moving from Naples, which is about a 30-minute drive from Mount Vesuvius, to the Canadian Rockies, which were referred to earlier. This goes to Mayor Higgins. You mentioned that this is one of your go-to spots. What do you love about the Canadian Rockies?
Basically, it's got everything that represents Canada in one spot. You start at the lowlands in a nice forested area, and you start climbing the mountains. You get up into some real scenic areas. Some I've gone as high as with no trees at all, so I've gone past the tree line. And it's just awesome scenery. And the picture that you're showing on right now represents exactly what I saw. But it represents everything. I was actually fishing brook trout one day in the Rockies, and the lake was calm. It was a cloudy day, and it started to snow. And as I was looking into the lake fishing, I actually saw snow coming from underneath the lake up. The reflection was so clear that
Wow.
it was snowing in reverse type of thing. And then, of course, it was just awesome.
Well, that brings us to this question, which is about a portion of the Rockies, Kootenay National Park. It's the only park in Canada that has both glaciers and, perhaps surprisingly, native species of which kind of plant?
I was going to say cactus.
Well, Ron can't be wrong 3 times in a row.
Well, no, I
That's
couldn't.
no
That was
pressure.
just so Linda.
I don't know what a rhododendron is, and I've never heard of cannabis. So I'm still thinking it might be cactus.
The three female mayors are outnumbering you once again, Mayor Higgins.
Then I'm going with the 3 female mayors.
Cactus it is. Viola Desmond famously challenged racial segregation in a Nova Scotia movie theater in 1946 when she was passing time while her car got repaired and went to watch a movie. The movie was called The Dark Mirror, and it's a psychological thriller about what kind of siblings?
Twins?
Kind of siblings? Gotta be twins. It's gonna be twins because it's the Dark Mirror. One good, one
Interesting.
evil, probably.
Yeah, I'll just give that one, guys.
Yay!
Okay, so from the furthest east mayor to the furthest west mayor, we're going to go from Halifax Harbor, that inspirational story, to Yellowknife Bay on Great Slave Lake for our last question on this game.
Great Slave Lake is, well, it's the deepest lake in North America, and it's the 10th largest in the world. And it's great in the summer for swimming and for fishing. You catch these monster fish. And in the winter, it's great. It's our playground with the Snow King. That's where his castle is, as well as We set up pond hockey, and there's great ski trails, and there's also an ice road that connects our community to the community across on the other side of the shore. So instead of having to take a ferry, we just drive across the ice road to get over to the community of Detta.
So the deepest lake in the world is 1,632 meters. It's Lake Baikal. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site in the southern Siberia area of Russia. So sometimes it's called the Galapagos of Russia because 80% of the species found there are found nowhere else on Earth. And the most famous animal unique to Lake Baikal in Russia is the Nerpa, which is the world's only exclusive freshwater what?
Shrimp.
Fish just seems too obvious. Shrimp I was kind of leaning towards. The seal because
seal.
it's Russia and it's pretty cold.
What I'll do is, because you only had one incorrect answer this whole trip, I will symbolically erase that and make this a perfect ride if the four of you mayors together make the sound of the animal to prove that you know it. It was an amazing ride with all of you. You did an incredible job, all four of you. Fantastic to bring the spotlight on your communities and the people that inspire us and the things that you're doing in your communities. To leave this game with really only kind of like 1X is impressive.
Way to
We
go,
brought
people.
our
Awesome.
Yes. I'm just happy to be such an important part of this team of powerful women.
Just for me, on that last question, you did so well. The correct answer, of course, was seal, but demonstrate to me again with your sound if the correct answer was instead dolphin. What would that have sounded like?
I don't know. It's kind of like a right when they blow.
Okay, no. Now demonstrate to me what it would have sounded like if frog was the correct answer.
Now you're pushing
Ribbit.
it.
Okay, thanks, mayors. Great job. It was such a pleasure meeting you. Great job. Nice to meet you all. Congratulations.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank
Thank
you.
you, Adam.
Thank you.
Always presented by Canada's Top Mayor Award, this episode of the Bring Your A Game Quiz Show was sponsored by Civic Communications. It's their business to get your business more business. And True Shield Insurance, small business insurance options for Canadian entrepreneurs. Together, we've been raising awareness of and money for Food Banks Canada, a national charitable organization that's dedicated to helping Canadians living with food insecurity. You can donate now at BringYourEhGame.ca.
We are a people of passion in a land so wonderfully free, where we belong, where we'll grow strong. Shout out to our men.